Good morning. Good morning.
Have you ever met someone who spent so much time alone that all they really wanted was a single friend? My name is Emily, and this is the story of a cat named Maci.
Hi, Big Mace.
One winter, a stray cat suddenly appeared in our barn. He wasn't crying for help or begging for attention. He simply stayed nearby, quietly watching everyone from a distance. We didn't know where he came from or how long he had been surviving on his own, but one look at him was enough to tell us he had been lonely for a very long time.
Hi. Hi, handsome.
At first, Maci was the outsider. We already had several cats living on our property, but he wasn't part of their group. While everyone else spent time together, Maci stayed by himself in the barn. Every morning, I'd walk outside and find him sitting there, observing everything but never getting too close. There was something so gentle about him, yet he always looked uncertain, as if he wanted to belong but wasn't sure he was allowed to. Because he showed up during the winter, it took my husband and me a couple of months before we were finally able to trap him and get him neutered. During that time, we never rushed him. We gave him food, a safe place to stay, and the one thing he probably hadn't experienced in a long time: consistency. Every day, we showed up for him. Slowly, he started realizing he didn't have to face the world by himself anymore. After he was neutered, something wonderful began to happen. The other cats slowly started accepting him. The invisible wall between Maci and the rest of the group seemed to disappear. He wasn't standing on the outside anymore. He was finally becoming part of the family. But none of us knew that an even bigger change was about to happen. Out of all the cats, Maci became especially attached to one of them. His name was Pierogi. The moment Maci decided Pierogi was his friend, it was as if he had discovered something he'd been searching for his entire life. Anytime Pierogi was nearby, Maci would run straight to him. He'd rub against him, curl up beside him, and follow him around everywhere. Sometimes they even looked like they were hugging each other. Honestly, there were moments when I laughed because Maci could be incredibly affectionate. I'd watch him cling to Pierogi and think, Maci, you might be loving him a little too much. But Pierogi never pulled away. He never seemed annoyed. Instead, he always welcomed him, almost as if he understood exactly what Maci had been missing all those years. For a cat who had spent so much time alone, having a best friend changed everything. Even if Pierogi was already hanging out with another cat, Maci would confidently walk over and join them. He wasn't trying to take over. He simply wanted to be close to someone who made him feel safe. Watching their friendship grow became one of my favorite parts of every day. At the same time, Maci was learning to trust my husband and me. It wasn't a sudden transformation. There wasn't one magical moment that changed him forever. It happened through hundreds of small moments instead. Every meal, every greeting, and every peaceful interaction slowly taught him that he was finally home. Eventually, the lonely stray cat who once sat by himself in the barn disappeared. In his place was one of the most loving cats we've ever known. Now Maci seeks out affection, follows us around, and spends his days surrounded by family. He no longer watches life from a distance. He's finally living it. Sometimes I think about how different his life could have been if he had never shown up that winter. He might have spent years wandering alone, never knowing what it felt like to be accepted. Instead, he found exactly what he needed: a family, a best friend, and a place where he truly belongs. Maci's story is a reminder that not every rescue has to be dramatic to be life-changing. Sometimes all it takes is patience, kindness, and a chance to be loved. Today, every time I see Maci curled up beside Pierogi, I can't help but smile. What started as a lonely winter visit turned into a beautiful story about friendship and belonging. And maybe that's what all of us are searching for in the end. Someone who makes us feel like we're finally home. If Maci's journey touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Every interaction helps more rescue stories reach people who believe that every animal deserves a second chance at happiness.